Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Cleaning up the workbench, getting ready for our next build. But before we get into that, I have had over the last week a couple of things arrive in the mail. So we got a little mail call today, but I also received some emails of some show flyers coming up over the next 2 months. So for April and May, and for this coming Sunday, I have a shout out to share with you. And if you're in the area, be sure you support these. You can go ahead and get them on your calendar now. These are good shows. So let's get into it. Bring your model to life with MCV products. Visit them on the World Wide Web at mcvproducts.com. Hey guys, while you're getting your calendars ready, I want to encourage you, if you have a club flyer for an upcoming show anywhere in the country, it doesn't matter, email that to me, and you can get the email address in the description area down below for the channel, and I'll be happy to print it off and give you a shout out. It doesn't matter where, because you're going to discover in these, they're all over the country, so be sure that you do that. I won't charge you a thing, I promise. So we'll just have a good time. We'll help the hobby and promote each other's clubs. So let's get to it. First up is ValleyCon 35. I think we've shouted this out about 2 or 3 times. I think this is about the 3rd time, I think. And this is in Chicopee, Massachusetts, and this is hosted by Wings and Wheels Modelers, IPMS Group in West Springfield, Massachusetts. And there's your location. This is this Sunday, March 29th, at the Knights of Columbus Hall. There's your street address, all the information you need there. If you're in the area, please be sure you drop in and pay them a visit. If you want further information about the categories, and I would imagine they have the entry forms, that stuff, there's the website QR code, or you can visit www.modelclub.org, or right there. You can go straight to the website there too, and there's their Facebook QR code too. So you can hit either one of those. But again, let's support each other's clubs. And let me tell you, you got vendor tables, you have a contest, and you have food and drink available on site. Hey, food, models, and vendors, I'm happy. But if you can, head out, show them some love. You'll have a good time, trust me. Next up, in my neck of the woods, this is in Shelby, North Carolina, on April the 18th, 2026. There's your location at Dover Baptist Church in Shelby, North Carolina, the street address. I don't know if there's been any cancellations, but if you want to be a vendor, there is the information for vendor tables. You can get a hold of Jeff or Aaron there. This is hosted by Wall to Wall Hobbies. There's their phone numbers, or you can just email Jeff at walltowallhobbies@gmail.com there. But this is the 2nd annual. Last year was an absolute blast. A lot of great vendors. Had a place to sit. Had food on site here too. I know I'm getting stuck on food now, but there was plenty to do there. A lot of great fellowship and shopping. Hard to beat that, guys. No contest, just a swap meet, but it was a great one. Looking forward to this one too. So come on, and you'll probably see Hobby Dude there. All right, next up is one of the biggies, the 38th annual NNL East. This is the card I got in the mail. Last year was my first year at NNL East, and wow, I've been missing these things. But look forward to seeing many of you there this time too. And this is Saturday, April the 25th at the Wayne Powell Building, number 1 Powell Drive, Wayne, New Jersey. There's your information, or you can go to nnleast.com and get further information, or print you out the flyer yourself. The theme for this show is the 63rd anniversary of 1963. And the sub-theme is the 250th anniversary of the USA. So anything that is U.S. themed or is red, white, and blue, there you go. You got a category there too. Great vendors, 2 huge rooms of vendors. Gigantic contest area, just a premier show. The guys do an absolutely outstanding job. So if there'll be people from all over the country here for this one too. So make your plans if you haven't already. Next up is the Cincinnati Challenge on May the 2nd, 2026. This is one that I used to go to Toledo every year for years, and I've never been to the Cincinnati Challenge. I've always had a conflict on the date. This one is May the 2nd, and the theme is fins and flair, cars for the 50s, and as you can look at the back of that, how do you not love that thing? It's just, sometimes they're just weird, but at the same time, they're cool. There is your location, Union Elementary School. There is your street address and further information. And this, by the way, is hosted by the Cincinnati Auto Replicas Model Car Club. And I was looking down here to see if you wanted to be a vendor or any contest, further information. There is your telephone numbers. I was trying to find a email or I was trying to find a website, guys, but I don't see one. Well, anyway, and based on the directions, 3 miles from I-75, so it's right, not far off the interstate, which is always convenient. I'm holding that there so you guys can kind of get those phone numbers too. Okay. Yeah, I got to get this on my calendar somehow. And next up, MossCon 2026 in Springfield, Missouri. I've always wanted to get to this show because I'm very, very, very familiar with Springfield, Missouri, because that's where I went to school. Spent many years there and had a blast. I do want to get back to this, and I'll be going to Springfield in June, but that doesn't do me any good. Every single year, I have a conflict with this show because May the 16th, or the same day, is the local SCMA Spring Show, my club show. So I've always been loyal to that, but I'll have to talk to both parties about changing the date. But anyway, and this will be hosted by the Missouri Ozark Scale Specialist, or Moss, and this will be held at the Arc of the Ozarks Center. And there's your street address. Yeah, well, Arc of the Ozarks. And your street address there. And you can also go to their Facebook group, or you can just go to www.ipmsmoss.com, and you can go straight to their website. So be sure to check those guys out. And if you're in the area, head over and see them. And if you're in that Missouri area also, you've got the Heartland National Model Car Nationals on May the 30th and 31st. And this is in Overland Park, Kansas, West Kansas City, I think. And this is hosted by the KC Slammers. And if you want a copy of the flyer, get vendor information. Here's all your categories and master awards, all that kind of stuff. To get more information on that, you can go to kcslammers.com. That's kcslammers.com, and there'll be a lot of great models there. And I was trying to see if I'm missing anything. Well, I did say Saturday and Sunday, May 30th and 31st. And there you go, guys. That's what I have right now. And again, if you have something in your area that you want to shout out for, be sure to send it over via email at hobbydude007@gmail. I'll just go ahead and give that to you. All right, guys. Got to share with you what I got in the mail because this is cool. Got a couple of cool packages in the mail this week. First up, from our buddy Frank Causey, a envelope with some cards in it, and this is cool. I actually have this card, but I didn't have it autographed. Is that not cool? I've always loved the Craftsman Truck series, and it's just a great series of racing to watch, and that being one of the Petty trucks, a winning truck too, by the way. is very cool. So Frank, thank you so much for that. Also, a card that I don't have. And you know, since the 70s when the postcards started coming out, I've collected a lot of them, but this one I did not have at all. The Kyle Petty 81 Buick Regal. I've got the Richard version, the Daytona winner, but I did not have this one. And that reverse paint scheme is just cool. Those look good beside each other, even as models. But again, Frank, thank you, man. Got one I didn't have. Next, he included a box of the Trax 20 Years of Richard Petty collectible racing cards. I've got a few sets of these things, and let me tell you, these things are cool. They're pictures and stuff that you don't see in a magazine or anywhere else. And this one, the seals broke down here, so I'm going to show you how they come in the box. There's 50 cards, and this one is part 2, cards 26 through 50. And these are still sealed, so I'm not going to pop these open right now, but we'll do that in another video. And you know what? It just dawned on me. This looked like the old Richmond Speedway, and I could be wrong there. But some really, really cool cards. And I've got, like I said, I collect all kinds of stuff. Pictures and cards, and those postcards are very special. And the last thing is something that is inspiring. If you remember this car, my Fab Shop car, what he included next, I'm going to move this envelope here, is some personal pictures, and he couldn't remember if these were taken at Lockheed Martin's wind tunnel in Atlanta or if these were done at the wind tunnel in Detroit. But, and there's, as you see, a lot of them. But these are wind tunnel pictures of 2 of the Petty Enterprise cars. There's run number 13, vehicle number 43, and these just go on and on and on. But let me tell you, for my Fab Shop car to go along with that, a wind tunnel car would be cool. And this is more research than I have on any of these types of cars. You'll see one car is number 7660, the other one is 7661, and you'll see the difference in some of them. You see this one's like a short track. It's got the brake duct work, and you'll notice it in the NACA ducts in the windows here too in a minute. But there's a Speedway car that doesn't have all of that stuff. And you'll notice too, and I'm going to zip through these real quick because I know they're hard to see with the glare, but the spoiler height is different on the different cars too. And you'll notice how they've taped up the grill work. But this is some really cool stuff. But as they wind tunnel with each one, like this is run number 1, 7661, run number 2, and you notice how this spoiler is more straight up, and then the Speedway car is laid back more. Run number 1, no, run number 5. I wanted to get back here to 1, but this is good research stuff. This one right here, you can see by the line there, it looks like they put a piece of sheet metal and taped it on there. I don't know if the wind was not rounding evenly as it was the other side. I don't know, but aerodynamics are very important. And this gives you an idea of the kind of work that goes into the aerodynamics on these cars. There's something else I wanted to get to real quick. Right here you see on the tape like the Sharpie mark that goes around. I'm not sure the specifics of that. And also anywhere the wind, there's a little drag, you'll see these green pieces of tape. And that gives them an idea of where they need to do some honing. But keep in mind too, that template has to continue to fit the car, that it's just like the stock vehicle. And then there's 7661 with the air ducts. One I wanted to get to, there's that line on the other side by the fuel filler. Yeah, here we go. At the C-pillar, they're starting to put the clay up here and build up. And I just think that's cool. I think if I did one of these, it would have to have some of that clay in some spots too. Playing with the cars. And then there's the other side with the clay and the C-pillar. So that may be one of the things they had to work on. But I just think this thing is cool because some of them you noticed had the petty blue along the rocker, and the short track car did along the rocker and on the spoiler. But is that not some great research stuff? Yeah, there it is. I am inspired, and this will go in my research book there. But Frank, once again, thank you. These are absolutely awesome. All of this is, and I truly appreciate it. All right, guys. Next up, I got a package that, and the individual said that they wanted to remain anonymous, and I'll honor that. But you remember this picture that I posted a few videos back of a smart car that I had dug out of a box after we discussed it on the Model Car Enthusiast podcast. And then I get this in the mail. Another smart car. I actually had two in mind. I only had one of the smart cars, but I had two in mind to do. And now I have that. And what I had in mind for this is, as you saw in the opening thumbnail, I have these two, I think they were Fujimi bicycles. And check out the, let me see if I can get where you can see the, here, let me grab that. The photo etch spokes. Is that not cool? But this was part of a Fujimi set, and these are 1/24 scale, I think. But I have two of them. I have this one I painted, they're Trek bikes. This one is yellow with red trim, and this one is white and black. And I just think these things are cool. But I always thought, and I'll be honest, these things have been on the workbench, on the edge of the workbench for 10 years at least. And I always thought I would like to put a bike rack on top of something and put these on top of it. Well, would that not look cool? On the bike rack, a bike rack on the roof of a smart car. And that's just me, guys. And the other smart car, what I had in mind was to do a police car as a novelty. And I was thinking of a particular highway patrol sergeant that I know very well that I would probably give it to. Like I said, just as a novelty. But I've heard a lot of people since that podcast say that they never knew this thing existed. And it was a Revell Pro Finish, so you have different colors that you can make it. The doors, let me see where, yeah, there it is. You got the doors, the rear end, the front end. You can change the colors out, 3 different colors. And it's just a fun little car. I've got a friend that has one that he's had for a number of years, and he loves it still. But I just think these are cool little things. So there you go, guys. Okay, well, that's it for this go round. I hope y'all have an absolutely awesome weekend. Frank, thanks again. God bless. I will see you in the next video. Thanks a bunch, guys. Later.